Hi friends, welcome or welcome back to Date My Budget. My name is Nita and I'm on a journey to becoming a financial warrior. That just means giving myself financial options to stay debt free with the help of the zero-based budgeting, the cash envelope systems, and savings challenges. Today we're about to get into another zero-based budget. Before I get in, I wanted to say thank you guys so much. We're over 900 subscribers. So 99 more to go. Thank you guys so much. And I cannot wait for the giveaway. I'm thinking I'm going to have between 4 and 5 winners. So I am gearing up for that. So thank you guys so much. Your budget is your sugar. Everything else around it is the Kool-Aid. You know, so that's how I see it. This is the sweetest part of budgeting. Absolutely love this system. Even if I stopped cash stuffing, I'm still doing a zero-based budget, whether it's on paper or digital or both. So I'm committed. But let's get into it. So this is for the second paycheck of February. And by the way, this is a magic month for me. So I have one more paycheck on the 29th. So excited. My magic months, that third paycheck is truly a free paycheck. I can do whatever. I don't have to pay any bills. I don't have to stuff any sinking funds. And that is because, like, my goal amounts, I divide the goal by 24 paychecks. So twice a year, you get 2 weekly or bi-weekly. You end up getting 2 months of 5 weeks. So that's how I came up with the 24 paychecks. So I excluded them from any budget and give myself some play and wiggle room. For paycheck 2, it came in at $995.71. I usually normally budget $980, $995.71. That is the number we're going to zero out. Let's get into the bill section. And for my monthly expenses, because I am a month ahead, I just split the total amount in half to cover the monthly expenses. I removed the due dates because SIB is stay in the bank. I have everything pretty much auto draft by the 3rd. And so for me, I think mine is 2 bills that I just couldn't. So, and those bills are due at the end of the month. The 2 that I couldn't update, that I had to go and manually pay. So I do them on the same day. You know, that works. My bills total $380 monthly. So I split that in half at $190. Then my buffer is at $125. That stays in the bank as well. And this buffer is separate from my month ahead account. It goes to a completely different checking account. Next up, we have Amazon, and that is going to get $6. Amazon is a year ahead, and then I'm getting a month ahead in the bills that I do not cover. Once this is completed, that will give us 2 months ahead because my boyfriend is a month ahead in the bills that he cover, and so this will make us 2 months ahead. But this paycheck is not getting anything, but I like to write it so I don't forget, because usually I just, from paycheck to paycheck, I just flip over, look and see what categories I wrote previously. And let's pause right here because I want to show you guys my little cheat sheet. So this comes in really, really handy because I can kind of pre-plan my paychecks, or at least the sinking fund that I priority this year. And if something comes up, you know, I can look at the calendar and adjust my sinking funds accordingly. But so far, I'm prepared for that, so I really don't have to do that. But just in case I did, pre-plan here. This is usually done at least 2 weeks in advance. So as I'm going over these numbers, I am checking on this off to the side. But one thing I did forget, the change $571 goes into this zero out challenge. So I'm writing that here, and this amount goes to a third checking account. I do have like, I think it's 4 active checking and savings, and they all have different purposes. So it makes things more manageable to have them separated and not clumped together in one place. And eventually I'll get into a video to go over that. And next we have Secure Auto. I am so happy to report, you guys, I wanted to get them a year ahead in my car insurance. I'm with Geico, and for the past couple years I've been stuffing 80 bucks, 85, between 75 and 80 bucks, 85 bucks. And so they gave me my 6-month premium last week, and it's went down, and I'm no longer stuffing 80 bucks. I'll be stuffing $50 per paycheck. So from 160 monthly to 100. And I'm actually a year ahead with this reduction. So I'm excited about that. It's like, you know, in some bills I'm trying to get a month ahead, slowly but surely. And I mean, not a month ahead, but a year ahead. And it's working out. HOA is another one that's a year ahead. Actually, I guess I can't claim that, because I saved all this year for the bill that's due 2025. So I pay this annually. So yeah, that's not a year ahead. And so this is going to get 23. And going back to Secure Auto, one thing I do, in like, let's say these two, for instance, I'm never sure how much this is going to be. So I always add a little buffer to the amount that I stuff. And that has helped me get a month ahead. And the same thing with HOA. I think last year it was $625 and I saved $650 based off whatever number it last was. I just add, try and give myself at least $50 to $100 buffer. But Secure Auto, that was drastic. So it worked out. I'm excited. Yeah. Next is the eatery. And this one coincides with groceries. For groceries, weekly, like in my cash wallet, I'm just picking up things that either are on sale that week that we normally like to have on hand, things that we've forgotten, seasoning. So it's not really a grocery haul. I'm just picking up minor things. My main responsibility is our meat haul. Every 3 months, we spend about 300 bucks ordering meat to fill our massive deep freezer. Or I keep calling it deep freezer. It's not a deep freezer. It's an upright freezer. So I'm giving this $50. That's why my groceries is low, because I'm not responsible for buying the groceries for the household. My boyfriend is. We grocery shop every 2 weeks. This has been our routine for I don't even know how long, every 2 weeks. And the grocery bill range from like $150 to $300. And that's because we have a lot of meat on hand already. Although groceries with inflation is up, for us, we created a system and a situation where we're not that angry at the checkout counter at the grocery store. Sometimes it's like, oh my God, look at what we got. And this was $250. It still works out because we don't have to buy. Some of the stuff we don't have to buy, we can actually splurge. Yeah, when there are good deals, we stock up. So we stay ahead. And so our grocery list is usually short, and meal planning is A1, you guys. So if you're not meal planning, you really should get into it, because that is what helps us stay on target when it comes to food. Now let's get all the bills totaled up. And so we have 190, 125, 6, 50, 23, and 50. So that's 444 for the bills. And mine is 995.71. That leaves us with $551.71 to roll to the next section. Okay, now let's get into my cash envelopes. The amounts that I stuff into my wallet. So groceries, because I am a bi-weekly cash stuffer, I think of the amounts that I stuff split, especially when it comes to groceries and gas. I think of it as $20 a week. I'm working with $20 a week in groceries, so that's a total of $40. However, if let's say the first week we get into the ad and there's a lot of things that we need or that we use and we like to, you know, stay ahead on, chances are I'll probably spend the $40 that week. And so the following week, if it's no money, I do have a cash wallet buffer. So every category has rollover in it, and this is where I will pull from. But for the most part, I stay within those $40. And so some of you may know that I am a couponer, so just having that mentality and that skill, at least I think of it as a skill, it helps. So a lot of the couponing deals pay for groceries. So I don't coupon a lot with groceries, but when I can make it work, oh yes, I'm doing it. And then card use is $25 a week. I fill up at half, like clockwork. So I have a really tiny card. So $25, I'm still having rollover. So it is usually like under $20, around between 17 and 19 is what it averaged to fill up at half. So I give that 50 for 2 weeks. Home goods is going to get $10. And I'm mostly buying like plastic spoons, forks, that type of things, because, you know, with everybody having busy schedules, school, work, physical activities, after school stuff, that's a pet peeve for me. Like having 45 spoons and forks to wash, I can't stand it. So yeah, I definitely buy the plastic spoons and forks, even the paper ones. The of Target, they have the paper ones, but they're never really on sale. But I try to work them into a household deal. And so here I'm going to discuss some changes. So because I have a decent amount of rollover as a buffer, I'm scaling back in these other categories. So for example, Fam Jam is going to get $5. And what I'm going to do is let the $5 stay in my wallet that I have that I keep in my purse, and that you guys see me cash stuff, until it gets to the normal $20. Once it gets to $20 and it's not spent, I'll roll it to here and start over with the $5 continuously, because for one, I'm doing a low by year, and usually from week to week, because my boyfriend still covers things, the kids have money, a lot of spending I'm not doing anyway. So the money that I'm saving here is rolling to other priorities. Like I want to buy a car early next year. So this year I'm saving in so many ways to make sure I can make that happen. That's the reason for that. Dine out, however, is going to stay at $25, because whatever money we don't spend here, it rolls to our travel envelope, and we got vacation coming up, baby. So yeah, this is the only way I stuff my travel envelope, except when I do a specific challenge for an upcoming vacation. So that cannot stop. Beauty is going to get $5. Miscellaneous is getting nothing. Between miscellaneous and Ragnar, which is my boyfriend, the first paycheck I give miscellaneous 10. The next paycheck he gets 10. So those numbers aren't going to change, because really if I split it, you know, there'd be 5 and 5. So I just save myself a little bit of condensing. And hang time and kindness will get 5. I usually stuff these once a month anyway, so at $5. Let's add this up. We have 40, 50, 10, 5, 25, 5, 10, and another 10. So that's 155. And that's another thing. If I can get my wallet, the amount that I'm stuffing in my wallets between like 130 and 150 and maintain it there, that'll be a good goal for me. So that's something I am working on. On average, I was stuffing 185, between 175 and 185. This 155 minus 551, 71, leaves 396, 71. Okay, and now you can bring that total here, 396, 71, and get into the sinking funds. Wellness is getting 25. School aid is the kids back to school. That's getting 40. Birthdays, gift celebration. This is one that I set a goal at 500 from year to year. And there's rollover from 2023. But regardless of that, the goal is still 500 to go into birthdays because everybody's birthday comes from here. The kids, family, you name it. 500 divided by 24 gave me 21. And so this number doesn't change unless the goal change. Christmas, I am using this scratch off that I created. This was the first one I created, so it has misspellings and all kinds of misalignments. So instead of me throwing it away, I put stickers on it to use it, and we scratched off 30 last time, so that is what this is getting. We're gonna scratch off another one for the next paycheck, and we'll go here. All right, so we have 40, and we have 3 remaining. Now my goal here for Christmas is 900. I used this one and adjusted it to a range that I was comfortable with. And that's why the actual save amount is like 640, an odd number, or not the goal amount. So once I'm finished, I'll have a little tracker that I'll start to complete it. And I like doing this so I can pre-plan that amount. So for Christmas, that'll be for March. That's going to be 40. Okay. Experiences is getting nothing. Sick days is getting 35. And this is for those days that, yes, work probably cover you have sick time or PTO or whatever to cover that. But sick days for me is pays. And let's say if I'm sick, my boyfriend's sick, and we decide to eat out or have to buy extra, maybe medication, or like that can derail your budget. So here I set aside $25. But if I have 4 or 5 days where the whole house is not feeling good, maybe after a couple days of souping it or whatever, eating light, you want something else and to eat out. And so I will pull that from here. So I have a budget to cover sick days. Goal is 700 or 750. And then once this is fully funded, I'll stop stuffing this and I'll add in my medical fund. And my medical fund is going to be like amount of my deductible. So that'll be a long-term ongoing fund. But first, I want to have this in place to cover sick days and whatever it may bring. So next is car defense, and this is my car emergency fund. And I am doing a challenge for this, and I'm doing a 52-week challenge, and I'm doing the lowest number and the highest number. And so to keep some, listen, I like to pre-plan if things are constantly changing. Like for me, I don't slow and steady, steady, Eddie. That's it. I'm able to keep this number at 53 and then there's still stuff to different numbers. And that's another thing you guys can do. Like maybe you don't have enough funds, you're paying debt, trying to get out of the debt race, and you want to do challenges, line them up with your priorities. And that way you can still do challenges and stuff you're sinking funds. If you don't have extra money to go to savings, let it build up all year to see what the total numbers are at the end of the year. That's just one idea to remind you guys, because I was planning on doing that myself for all of these. My extra money can go to new car. I kind of drifted away from that, but not too much. So home defense is my house emergency fund, and that is getting 21. The goal this year is 500. The house emergency, primarily my boyfriend is saving for that. So I'm just adding extra at the end of the year to that fund. Next is home decor, and this one is going to get 15. I do have some things I want to do this year and have a goal here of 750. Next is the purge, and the purge is going to get $32. And that's basically, I'm one of those people who at the end of the year, I'm going through the closet, I'm going through the drawers, I'm going through the file cabinet. I'm going through and getting rid of all the stuff we no longer need. And specifically this year, in the first quarter, to get myself in the habit, I'm going through all my shoes and clothes, stuff that I haven't worn, I'm wearing it. And I'm able to decide now, you know what, I didn't wear it, I'm not going to wear it, so I'm not keeping it. So I have a box going of clothing and shoes that I'm not using. And I'm planning on selling it, or what I feel like isn't sellable is going to donation, to be donated. But yes, I purge everything towards the end of the year. And a lot of times I end up coming up with these ideas to better organize this and that and that and this. And so, yes, I want to be prepared. The goal here is 300. And so I feel like on average, I spent like $200 plus any type of new organization system. So I just increased it by 100. Give me some wiggle room. Sinking funds, we got 25, 40. I knew I hit that. 40 plus 25 plus 21, 30, 35, 53, 21, 15, and 32. So we have this totaled at 272 minus 396, 71, 124, 71. Something ain't right. Hold on, let me make sure. Okay, yes, so sick days, I gave it $5 too much. Looking at the wrong column on my cheat sheet. So 272 minus 5, that's 267. And so this will be 129.71. So we can bring that over. Extra debt, put debt free, zero out, and which we gave it the $5.71. And so let's do this. 129.71 minus 5. Oops. Minus 5.71 leaves 124, and that is correct. And so we know that minus 124 leaves us with 0. And then what was left over is the same number that we paid out to these two challenges at 129.71. And we have a 0 base budget. Knowing where your money came from and where it's going and where it went, that is everything. I look forward to this just as much as I look forward to stuffing these envelopes and watching them grow. I'm prepared. I got a plan. Just so blessed and happy to even started this journey. Very first video. It's my first time being sick in like years. Was getting over COVID, and the worst symptom I had was like my throat was like on fire, and so that affected my speech. And it's like, you know what, maybe I shouldn't, because I don't want to get on here and people hear my voice all weird and this and that. But I said, you know what, no, I'm doing it regardless. And I kept that same attitude every video, no matter what's going on, what I don't talk about, life do life. But since I started this journey financially, I can kick whatever problem in the butt because I'm preparing for it. So it's helped. It's rubbed off on my sibling, my boyfriend. If it's just one person, and at this point it's 901 of y'all, listen, that's enough for me to keep going. So I'm doing it. You do it too. Get into it. Just go for it. You're doing it for yourself and one other person. That's enough. All right. Control on top of your finances, a budget that you can work with. Maybe you can't stuff everything every time. That's okay. Still write it down. Keep it in your life. Eventually, you'll be able to stuff it again. That's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day, rest of the week, night, whenever you're watching. If you're going through something, breath, find some sort of peace outside of the situation. That could be reading a book. That's what I do. Go for a walk. That hands down. If I have some kind of stress, trauma, situation going on, before I used to go take a drive, now I'm saving myself gas money and put my feet to the pavement, burning some calories, and let my mind do its thought process to get me back to where I need to be, write down some thoughts and ideas, and, keep going. You guys.